And welcome back to Subculture on Central Coast Radio. Well, now we are going to play the brand new single from Hedy Blaazer called Video Easy, but we thought, hey, we want to know a little bit more about this track, so let's actually get Hedy on the phone to chat a little bit about what we can expect from this track and find out how it was written as well. Welcome to the program, Hedy.
Hi, great to be here.
No problem. Now, Hedy, this track, Video Easy, I've been listening to it this morning and I love it. So tell us a little bit about this track and how it came about.
Yeah, sure. So it's kind of a funny story. It sounds super petty if I talk about it, to be honest, but I kind of, sometimes you're just thinking about the past and kind of memory of something that's happened just comes into your head and it just feels so vivid. And I actually wrote this one about one of those memories that I had of remembering someone who just ignored me outside a video store. And then I was thinking about how funny that is, that I still could feel it like it was yesterday. But on the other hand, that video store doesn't even exist anymore. That's how long it's been. So that was the kind of inspiration behind the track.
Also, why do you think it is that some of those things stay in our mind? Like, I've been working on a screenplay recently that's going back and looking at my time when I was at uni, and there's so many things that stay in your mind that you're like, why did I keep remembering that? Like, did you find the same when you went back to work on this track?
Yeah, totally. It's quite funny, actually, because I find sometimes things just come into my mind that I haven't thought about for years and years and years, and then just randomly they pop up. I have no idea why, and I think it's really funny, and to be honest, that was kind of what inspired, the song, the fact that I could remember it in such a vivid way.
So, was this a track that you wrote quite quickly, or was this a track that you have meant to write for years and years and kind of put off? Tell us a little bit about that side of the songwriting process.
Yeah, totally. So I always write songs really quickly. They kind of just come to me in my head and I sit down with my guitar and they just come out usually in about 30 minutes. So this was one of those. Interestingly though, I usually write the lyrics before I write the music, but with this one I had that guitar riff and that just suddenly came to me, and then the lyrics hit me at the same, just shortly after that while I was playing the riff. So, yeah.
Awesome. Now, we've had a few singles from you over the last couple of years. Are you hoping to build up to an EP or another album? Like, what's the plans there for you in the future?
Good question, actually. It's something I've been thinking about myself recently. I think, there's something beautiful about releasing singles because you just, there's so much emotion that goes into that song, and I almost feel like when I write a song, it's how I process my thoughts, and then releasing it, there's kind of a catharsis there. So I'd probably say I'm a bit addicted to releasing singles, which is probably not for the best. But I will be, I'm thinking about an EP, and it's just a different way of thinking about music. So I'll perhaps, I guess, is the answer. I
think it also allows each song to have their own personality as well. Like, if you bring out an EP or an album, there's always that kind of discussion about, do they all have to be in kind of a similar vein, or can I go a little bit different on one? I think with a single, by releasing singles like this, it gives every song a little bit of personality.
Totally, absolutely. And I think also, so many of my singles, there's obviously a common thread in that it's all me and my voice, but I think my singles do tend to vary a little bit stylistically.
Yep.
So that would be a challenge to releasing something a bit longer form, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about, and it's in the works, but probably long term.
Now, you're heading out on the road as well for the Video Easy tour, and we've got all of those dates up on our website for people that want to go and check that out. But how do you feel about being able to get out there and play shows again, especially after the last few years?
Yeah, it's an awesome feeling. I had my tour in 2020 get cancelled one show in due to COVID lockdowns. And since then, we've been pretty hesitant to play outside of Sydney. Things have been pretty local for a while just because I've been so scared about things getting cancelled again. But it's a really good feeling to just have that sense that touring is available again and venues are back open, and it seems like people have a real appetite to go to live music, which is a great feeling.
Definitely. How did you spend that time during the lockdowns? Did you spend that time writing on a lot of music, or were you like some people who just found that they couldn't write during that time?
Yeah, I'm probably in the latter category because I find, usually I get inspired by some interaction I've had or, something I'm doing in my life. I tend to write songs when I'm in a really busy period. So being locked in the house, there's not really that much to write about. I can't really write much about, the Netflix show I'm watching or the cinnamon scrolls I'm baking or whatever. I think it would make for pretty boring songs.
So after the tour's wrapped up, what are your plans then for the rest of the year? Will you look at releasing some more singles during that time?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really kind of hot to trot after such a quiet period. So I'm hoping to release 1 or 2 more singles this year, probably tour a bit as well. Really just keen to get out and play more shows.
That is awesome. So for all of our listeners out there, Hedy is doing shows in Canberra on April the 12th, Melbourne on April the 14th, Beechworth on April the 15th, Wollongong on April the 16th, and in Sydney on April 21st. I want to say that is awesome that you're doing regional shows too. As someone who grew up in country Victoria, it's awesome that you're going to places like Beechworth with this tour as well.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity actually. I've never played in Beechworth before, but we're playing at the Tanswills Hotel, and they've got a really awesome kind of, they seem to book a lot of bands, a lot of independent bands. They always have really great lineups, so I'm very excited to get an opportunity to play there.
Awesome. Well, listeners, we're not going to keep you in suspense any longer. We're going to play Video Easy right now. So, Hedy, what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take a listen to this amazing track?
I just want to say thank you so much for listening. I hope you like it. And if you're in one of the places that we're touring to, I hope I'll see you at a show.
Definitely. So there you go, listeners. All of those tour dates are up on our website, so make sure you check out subcultureentertainment.com, and you can grab tickets as well. We've got links there where you'll be able to grab tickets for those shows. But right now, this is Hedy Blaazer with Video Easy on Subculture Radio.